Hello. Hello. Oops. Um, Hello. 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 Hi.
Hi, sorry.
It's working now. All
I
right.
wasn't following directions.
No worries. Are you on your computer?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so you can see the screen then. You can see your chart.
I
Okay.
can see that. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, how's it going over there?
Uh, it's been an emotional day, let me tell you. I had to put my baby girl down this morning and it was a rough one.
Oh, wow. You did that today.
Yeah, I was up for the third night with her and I just couldn't let her suffer anymore.
Wow.
But it just went downhill the last, it went like each night it just got worse. She went from, oh, she's not feeling good to really bad. But she's
Wow.
been, declining for the last couple months, but it just went really fast these last couple of days, which I guess is better.
Wow. Yeah. It's hard to have to, yeah, go and be there and hold
Uh,
your animal.
I cried all day and I fell asleep finally for a little while so I could have the energy because I was like, I can't miss this. I've been waiting.
Aw. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll go through your chart with you. And then we can do the past life regression too if you want to give that a try. Um,
Whatever you think I need.
okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and explain what all of this means to you. Um, and I just want to make sure I've got your right info. So I've got Jacksonville, Florida at 5:44 a.m., January 8th, 1971.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Do you know much about your chart or where are you at kind of astrology wise? Do you know like your any of your other signs or just your sun sign?
No, I don't know anything. I just
Okay.
I kind of touched a little bit on Reiki a couple of years ago. Well, in '06 when my mom was sick, and I kind of got a little into it, and then I quit for a while, and then I ended up getting sick last year. But I just started really. I feel like I went ahead and I had my second Reiki class, Reiki second master
Oh, cool.
class. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's just my life is so crazy that I need to start, slowing down
Yeah.
for me
You're like doing trying to do a bunch of stuff at once or
always.
yeah.
Yeah, probably too much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you a little bit about all that as I explain your chart. Um, yeah, so I'll just kind of explain what this all means. So it's a snapshot of the sky, at the time you were born. So it shows where all the planets were in the sky at the time of your birth. And then you were here in the center at the time of your birth. So this is the sign that was on the horizon, your rising sign. So your rising sign is Sagittarius.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
You have to
then,
tell me what all this means later because I have no idea.
yeah, for sure. I will explain it all.
Okay.
I just want to give you a little breakdown of the chart. Um, yeah. So, like, for example, you can see over here in this box the planets and then like the little glyph with each planet. So you can see this is the sign for your sun, and then it's at 17 degrees Capricorn. Your moon is at 10 degrees Gemini, Mercury, etc. Um, so you can see here, you've got your sun in Capricorn, but it's in the first house of Aries. So it's going to kind of have a combination of those two energies. So yeah, these are the 12 houses in the center. In each sign rules a different house. So Aries rules the first, Taurus the second, Gemini the third, in the same order as the zodiac.
Okay.
So yeah, so just meaning like, you've got your moon here in Gemini, but it's in the sixth house of Virgo. So it's going to kind of have a combination of those two energies. So yeah, I'll explain what all that means for you. First, I'll share about this little box over here. So this shows how many planets you have in each element. So this F stands for fire, A is air, earth, and water. So you have, these are the only planets. You have 1, 2, 3 planets in fire, and you have 1, 2 planets in air, and 3 planets in earth. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 planets in water. So you actually have a pretty even distribution of the planets in each element. And then I'm looking at your scores. You scored the lowest on fire and then the second lowest on earth. So it's interesting. It doesn't always necessarily correlate with how much we have, in that element, because you have a good amount of things in fire and 3 planets in fire. So it's interesting to see how it plays out in your life.
It could be tricky.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that make sense? Do you feel like those that element survey was pretty accurate for you, your scores on there?
I feel like I get a little torn when I'm answering questions. I think that I always try to go way too deep in things and it makes it complicated for me to answer them. Like
Yeah.
I probably do that with everything in life. I think way too much about like things. Like I just can't, it's never direct, like yes, no. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. There's like pros and cons and I go into rampage in my own head about which way I should be going. It's painful. Let me tell you. My husband
Yeah.
says that he is like, it pains me for you to make a decision.
You're like a little bit like indecisive, or just weigh the options a long time, or kind of go, because I'm looking at your chart with some of the different things going on. You've got a lot of Scorpio too, so that could indicate like really reading into things, like reading between the lines and wanting the deeper meaning of what
Yeah.
somebody's saying. Or
Yeah. I always am thinking there's more to that. Like, I'm
yeah.
always like, well, that's so vague, like when, I don't know. I think I'm complicated. It's to sum me up. I feel like I feel like I read people a lot more than what they, I feel like I can get a lot out of them just by, I'm a hairdresser. So by being with them and I can see a lot of things that don't always make sense to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like there's so much more involved. And then, I'm very attention to details, believe it or not, whenever it's like solving things and, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, just to get a direct answer out of me, I'm usually always wavering, like, well, I don't really care. Even though I might have an opinion, I'm always thinking, well, I don't care. I mean, if she really wants that, I'll go along with it, or whatever, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense to you. I'm
Yeah.
very indecisive.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk to you about you've got Libra up at the top of your chart, and yeah, I'll explain some things that maybe could could give some insight onto all that. So first I'm going to start with asking you about your Saturn return, because you had your first Saturn return when you were around like 28, 29, 30. So was there like a big shift in your life around that age?
Um, let's see what year that would be. Lord, my brain is a little foggy right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
I'm
worries. If
using on
it's
my pins and knees. Okay, so let's see. I'm 48 now.
okay.
So how many years? What you said it was around when? How old was I? 30.
Yeah, around 30, 28, 29, 30.
Okay, so I would have had. mm, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think.
That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's just generally, during that time, everybody kind of has a big shift in their life, around your Saturn return, because Saturn for you, it's right here in Taurus. So Saturn is the planet of your life lessons. So the
Wait.
transiting. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm losing my mind. So that would have been in what year? Nine, 1998.
Let's see. I'll do some math on the calculator. So 1971 plus. Yeah, around 1998, 99, 2000.
Yeah, my sister passed away.
Okay.
Um, my sister passed away, and I'm trying to think of the exact year.
Okay. Wow.
June.
So yeah, maybe a big kind of change in your life around that time.
Yeah, that was
Um,
pretty big.
yeah. Yeah. Wow. Um, yeah, I'm looking at your chart to see what could
Let me see what else.
indicate.
Let me see. 98.
Yeah, that's okay. You can think about it. I'll talk about your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, and then I'll go into Saturn in a little bit, what the planet of your life lessons means for you in Taurus. Um, so yeah, we'll start with your sun. So your sun is here in Capricorn, and I'll talk about, you've got Pluto the transiting Pluto conjunct your sun, which could indicate a little bit of like, Pluto is the planet of like intense life transformations, death and rebirth, and like it really kind of strips you down so you only have what you need, and it kind of, it causes things to fall away that we maybe don't need anymore, or just it can bring up like, yeah, literally deaths. I mean, it's Pluto is, yeah, death and rebirth. So, maybe it's been a little bit of an intense time, like looking at yourself and doing your internal work, and maybe looking at, how you go about interacting with the world, and just your ego, your sense of self, really kind of looking at that and like going deep into your own like soul work.
Yeah, I was trying to find why you were talking because it's driving me crazy that I can't.
Remember what happened?
Yeah, I mean, uh,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I don't know if there were more big events, but
plenty.
yeah,
Yeah, you got, yeah.
a lot
So
of,
my mom passed away in '06, and my dad passed away in '08. And my sister was in '98. I'm pretty sure we're in '98 or '99. I'm just having a complete uh, melt on all of that. this is where my brain gets a little cloggy. Like, I don't know if like I've had so much trauma
Mm-hmm.
that I block a lot of these events out.
Yeah.
But it does get very hard.
True.
Very, very hard. I can't,
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'll talk about, I'll just get started talking about your sun sign. So, um, yeah, your sun is here in Capricorn, and your sun is your ego, your core characteristics, your personality. So with your sun being in Capricorn, that would look like, wanting to kind of, I don't want to say like do things by the book, but kind of like follow different structures that we have set out for us. Or like it's an earth sign. It's really grounded and practical and logical, and kind of needs like material evidence of something. Like they want to be proven really that something works, or that something is like this astrology stuff. Like usually the Capricorn people question it a little bit, and they need to be like proven that it's actually valid. Yeah, they can like to have kind of things, organized. It's an earth sign. It's practical and logical. It wants to have like a list and plan of how they're going to accomplish something. It's like the mountain goat that little by little keeps going up the hill and working hard. Capricorn's all about service and helping others. And it's the sign of work, really. So they feel usually a strong drive to accomplish things materially, in the outward world. Accomplishing things, making something of themselves. Kind of, they can be hard on themselves, feeling like they haven't accomplished as much as they really have, or they're not doing as good as they are. They feel like they always need to be kind of doing more or accomplishing more, to be like valid, to be able to be here. Like they need to be doing something and of service to people.
yeah, I would say all of that is true. The only thing probably out of all that is I feel that I'm not as organized as I wish. Like I'm not. I am definitely like a rule follower, kind of like I don't like to
Mm-hmm.
do things that aren't right.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. I mean, as silly as don't go on the golf course after 7 or before 7. My husband will drive, and I'm like, really, do you have to do this? Like, the rules.
Yeah.
Silly little things, but I am that way. Like, I'm like, but I'm not organized. But I get it done. Like,
Yeah.
I fly by the seat of your pants, girl, but it gets
Mm-hmm.
done. And I do feel like my husband says he says, you give to it hurts, Cindy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I never feel like I am giving enough, even though the other half of me feels like I've given so much of myself, I hardly have anything left lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That can be a thing with Capricorn and the Earth signs. Like they work so much, and they're so service oriented because they truly want to help other people, and they can give so much that then it hurts themselves. Like Capricorns, they usually work really hard and make a lot of money, but then maybe they end up like not always, but it's like a saying kind of in astrology that they could end up poor or something because they're giving it all away to other people to help others. So.
Oh my God, that is so me.
Yeah, so that's something to watch. You do have, you've got your sun in Capricorn, so part of you, wanting to follow the structures a little bit and be a little bit more like a little bit more detail oriented, or just focusing on like how we're going to accomplish something, having a list or a plan of like being able to achieve something and kind of following the rules and the steps to get there. But then you do have Sagittarius rising. So your rising sign is kind of like your soul in this lifetime. You're kind of trying to take the high road of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is kind of opposite of Capricorn. It's more like, yeah, free. And the symbol for Sagittarius, well, it's a fire sign, and the symbol is the man, the half horse body, and then the man on top of the horse, like shooting an arrow, like where is he going to go next on his adventure. It's a really like lighthearted, adventurous, finding the silver lining in things. They can be a little bit like direct and blunt, almost to the point of where it like people get offended by it, but really they mean nothing by it. They're just like joking and just really direct and kind of say things how they are or how they see them. Sagittarius is the sign that really loves to like travel or learn about different cultures, different religions, different philosophies, different spiritual practices. It has a real like hunger for information, as does your moon in Gemini, which I'll talk about next. But yeah, kind of, a desire to see different places or experience different cultures. And it's kind of like the quest for higher meaning. Like, what is the ultimate reason that we're here? What is the ultimate meaning of life? Kind of like, what is the point of all of this? Sagittarius is always like searching for like the highest meaning of us being here. And and then they kind of find generally something that resonates with them the most strongly, whether it's a certain religion or spiritual practice or philosophy. And then they can go into that one thing so intensely and then, possibly share it or teach it with others. It is the sign of like the teacher. That's acquired all of this knowledge and then can like share it and pass it on to other people. And you do have Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication and how your mind works. You have that right there, conjunct your ascendant. So, and you scored the highest on air as well, which all represents like talking and communicating and really having a strong need and desire to kind of like share your thoughts and to voice your opinions and to assert yourself and to kind of just, let it all out there and not care so much how other people take it.
Yeah, I'm very cautious about being too opinionated.
Yeah, that's the word for Sag. They're too something.
Yeah, I'm always very like, with my family, I might be more direct, but maybe because of what I do, I have been dealing for 20 years. I deal with so many different people that maybe I'm able to contain myself unless, I'm provoked like beyond, like I am the person that you'd have to really irritate me. And then when you get me there, then it's going to be bad. But, I take a lot and then I flip out. But I'll take it. And I'm like, all right. And then I'll just freak out.
Yeah. Hold it in a lot.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you do have your Mercury in Sagittarius. It's squaring your Pluto, but just with your Mercury there in Sagittarius, I mean, that would look like somebody that is, that's pretty opinionated and fiery. It's a fire sign. Mercury is how your mind works and how you communicate. So with Mercury and Sag, they're usually like pretty funny and blunt. They can be like, comedians or just release tension with humor. They can be a little bit indulgent too. Sagittarius is the sign of it. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, the planet of like expansion and joy, and it can just take things, a little bit too far, like more of this, more food, more cake, more drinks, more everything. It's just an expansive planet. But yeah, they generally have like lots of ideas going in lots of different directions. They can have one-liners that can be a little bit too harsh, or people just, they take it the wrong way when really they just mean to kind of, make light of the moment. Sagittarius is really about like, seeing the big picture. They don't like details so much. It's just kind of taking a step back to see the big picture here. So you do have, that fiery energy. I think it's just kind of releasing it and learning to like, let it out in like in a healthy way and not holding it in and repressing it so much that you just can't take it anymore. And then it all comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like whenever you were talking about the structure thing, or Capricorns or whatever, like I feel like, I was married. I married my husband right out. We dated in high school, and then had kids, and we have 4 kids, and I just feel like I'm always asking, like, is this where I'm supposed to be still? Like, there's just so many things that have gone on through the years, and I'm a fighter. I never want to give up. And, that's where I'm always looking deep into what is my purpose and where, I mean, am I being strong by staying, or am I being faithful? Like, those kind of, like, am I supposed to be here and helping in the areas that I'm supposed to be, or am I supposed to, like, I'm doing this to myself because, I don't ever read signs. Like, I ask for signs, and then, I might get them, but I'm like very black and white, and you feel like, okay, just smacked you in the forehead and it's time for you to do this. But then 1 second later, you get another smack and you're like, oh, wait, well, that was the other smack. Then maybe I shouldn't do that. It's so, it's just exhausting.
Yeah, trying to make a decision or pick one way to go about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have Libra at the top of your chart. So Libra in your 10th house, this is like your MC in your 10th house. You can see the 10 there. It kind of represents how you'll show up in the world, or how people will view you, or what you could do for work, just how you'll be like seen in the world around you. And so with Libra there, people might see you as kind of like the peacemaker, or keeping things peaceful and balanced. And it can be hard then to make a decision when you can see all sides to everything, and so they can be a little bit indecisive, or not knowing which way to go, because they can truly see, like, both sides to things. So I think the medicine for that is to really just have enough time, to yourself, so that you can get clear on what it is that you really want, and not all the influences around you, or what other people want for you, or what you think you should do, but what you truly want. And the only way, I think, to get clear on that is to just, to be like, to have some time to yourself, to like, to really go inward and to check in with yourself, and and get clear on what it is that you want, and not so much what everybody else, wants, or you think needs from you.
That's so, yeah, I would say I'm definitely the peacemaker wherever I'm at in this world. I'm
Yeah.
always, I just try to see everybody's point of view and not to judge, because you never know what people are going through or what they've gone through. Or,
Hmm.
so I'm always like, well, just like that. Like, well, yeah, you can look at it that way, or.
Yeah. Or you can see it from this side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always keeping the peace in my house, keeping the peace with my clients and their relationships or coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be exhausting too, let me tell you.
Yeah, trying to like, see all sides of everything, and keep the peace, and never being able to fully commit to one thing, or make a decision with one thing and stick to it, like, completely, and not, like, second guess yourself if this was the right decision or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you. I'm a Libra and have too much in Libra, so
yeah,
um yeah, it's really important to then, like, to just have that time on your own, to really get clear on what it is that you want, not what everybody else wants for you, or what you think they need from you, or what your family needs, or whatever, but to quiet all of that external noise, and to just go inward, and to really get clear on what it is that you want, and how you want to live your life, and how, what you want to do in the world, how you want to, share your gifts, or share your voice, and assert yourself, or whatever it is, just getting really clear on what you need for yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you also have your moon here in Gemini. So your moon is your emotional body. It's how your inner world works, how you process your emotions, just kind of what's going on for you internally. And with your moon being in an air sign, Gemini is an air sign. Gemini is the most communicative of all the signs. It Gemini is Oh, they're always wanting more information. Like they're always wanting to learn about new things. They're picking up a book and putting it down, or they're watching a half of a video and then, getting distracted and going somewhere else. It's just,
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of stuff going on in their head. It's ruled by the planet Mercury, which rules, again, our mind, our communication. So
Ah,
Gemini,
that's me. Everything you
yeah.
just said.
Yeah, so it's Gemini and it's in the sixth house of Virgo. So they're both ruled by your mind. Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury. So it's like maybe a strong need to, well, with your moon and air, it's like you want to intellectualize your feelings. You want to like put them into words and understand them logically, and like you're in your head, like can be in your head about how you're feeling, like in your gut and in intuitively. So it can be a little bit hard to like detach, the thoughts from how, from what's going on for you internally, like in your stomach, in your gut, your intuition. So maybe needing to write out how you're feeling, like really put words to what's going on for you internally so that you can process it and and kind of make sense of it.
Okay. You know
That
what
all go
just came to me, which is so funny.
ahead.
I don't know why, but I think that I moved to Atlanta from Panama City in '98.
Okay. So maybe a big move then. You kind of changed the course of your life a little bit by moving.
Yeah, yep. I left Panama City. We moved to Atlanta. Wait, no, in '99, or yeah, and then because I had first, my third son in 2000, and I'd found out I was pregnant when I moved there. So in '99,
Okay. Wow. So yeah, that all happened and you were pregnant and you moved, and then and your sister passing, that all happened during that time of your Saturn return.
yeah, she passed away prior to that, and then we did. We had we had basically moved back from Pensacola and to back to our hometown on the beach, bought a house, and then not too long right after we bought it, Jimmy found out he got a promotion to go to Atlanta. So we had to sell the house, and I found out I was pregnant, and we were moving.
Wow.
All within that 98. Well, it was,
Yeah, around that.
all around in that 2 to 3 year window.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so you had a lot happen for your first Saturn return then. A whole bunch of life changes that kind of took you in a
Yeah.
different direction.
Yeah. I don't know
Wow.
why that popped out. I just kept staring at all this red and blue
Yeah.
things over there, and I have no idea what they mean, but I was just like, what? Like, why? What is pressing? I can't remember that. And then I'm like, oh, there you go. It came to me. Sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, a lot of things happen for you in your first Saturn return. So then you'll have your second Saturn return again. Or in your 50s it'll come. It comes about every 28, 29 years. So yeah, so you'll have another Saturn return. So we'll see how what happens during that time, or we could do
Oh, Lord.
a reading just to prepare for the next Saturn return.
Yeah, we
And I'll
need to
talk
do
to you about
that.
I'll talk to you about what your life lesson is with it in Taurus there, your Saturn in Taurus. Um, but yeah, that's your moon. Just probably thinking things through a lot, or having a lot of a mental chatter about like how you're feeling internally. Um, Yeah, Gemini as well. They can, all the air signs really can get a little bit like distracted, or it can be hard to stick with one thing, because it's air. It's going in a whole bunch of different directions. It's over here and then it goes over there. It's distracted easily, and it can be hard to kind of stick with one thing. But you do have your sun in an earth sign, so you have the ability to kind of stick with things and kind of follow it through. You also have your life lesson, what you're really trying to do in this lifetime, of it being in Taurus, which is another really solid grounded earth sign. So yeah, let's talk about we'll talk about your Saturn. So yeah, Saturn is the planet of your life lesson, and it's here in Taurus. So with Saturn in an earth sign, it's basically like your lesson in this lifetime is that you promise to be in your body and to kind of be like a hard worker, to not complain about the work that you're doing, and for it to be kind of like, yeah, an act of service. They have a high tolerance for pain. They can yeah, and especially having your Capricorn sun, they can put like rocks in the backpack and carry it upstairs kind of thing. Just yeah, really have a desire to accomplish and to work hard. But with Saturn and Taurus, it's like your life lesson is to really learn to slow down and to ground yourself, to not worry about money, because Taurus rules like our finances. So to not get too focused on like the accomplishments or how many things you can accomplish, but to just focus more on how you feel, and to be like simple pleasures is Taurus. It rules our five senses. So it's a really sensual sign. It's it's an earth sign. So being outside in nature, being around your family or with good food, or just kind of like the simple pleasures in life. And to learn that it's okay to be alone, that you have to deal with, kind of with the money. You're allowed to let go and to slow down. Taurus is the bull. So, it's kind of.
Could that mean that I work right now because I don't have to work, but I work because I love what I do and I love
Oh,
helping people?
yeah, that's good that, if you don't have to work, but you just do it because you love it. And it's just like, you're kind of,
Yeah, it helps. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I
yeah, it,
just like to be able to help people. So I feel like I work because I don't want to ever hear any BS about me doing for people. Like I kind of like I can do it if I want to because I'm working and
yeah.
that's what I'm meant to do. So leave me alone.
Like with spending money and stuff.
Yeah, I
Okay.
probably like well, I'm. They call me. My husband calls me spendy, but it's not for myself.
Yeah.
I'm always. I'm always. It's hardly for me, but it's
Yeah.
always like if something's you know incredible, I'm like, oh my gosh, this person needs that. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
This makes their day. It's only $20 or it's only $10 or this or that. But it's like he's like, you do that for 50 people, and I'm like, well, it was only $5.
Yeah.
Horrible. It makes me feel good, so whatever.
Yeah, that's definitely the earth signs can do that. Capricorn definitely likes, material possessions, and then Sagittarius also having that Sagittarius rising, the fire signs can just spend money and not really think about it, or just really easily buy things. And usually Sagittarius is the first sign that buys up like I sell these crystals that have the names of the signs on them, and usually all the Sag people buy up those ones first.
Well,
So,
the funny thing is I just from my Amy, my Reiki master, she
uh-huh.
just gave me a book when she did some Reiki on me the other day on crystals and the meaning of them and what I needed. And, I was like, I need healing, I need protection, I need calmness, I need. And she was like, oh my God, Cindy, take the book. Go read it. Uh, but I literally, that's all that's been on my mind is trying to, I love nature though. My husband calls me the beast master. But I love nature and I love earth and I love
Yeah.
water and trees and birds
Yeah.
and stones. Like my daughter is 15 and ever since I can remember, and she's gone to stores and instead of buying teddy bears and things like that, which she does a little, it's like a rock or a pebble or a stone or, you know,
Hmm.
texture. Like she's always loved it. And I didn't know, but I do think that she's going to have a lot of that in her one day. I think she's going to really do some, I think she'll be really great.
Yeah.
like helping people. I see that with her.
Right on. Yeah, you do have yeah, I mean saying all those things you were saying about liking just like the like nature and then the birds and the being outside and just kind of the simple pleasures in life. That's Taurus, you know. It's the energy for Taurus is the Buddha. So it's like to just go and sit outside and be in nature and to just kind of be the stillness, the calm amidst the storm, amidst the chaos going around you. So that's really, you know, your life lesson to learn to slow down, and it's okay to, you know, go outside and be in nature and to just relax and to breathe and to be in your body. And you know, that's why like doing yoga or moving and breathing with your body in that way is something that is really helpful, because we're literally like breathing back into our body and then being in, you know, the present moment, and just, yeah, kind of moving and breathing and being there and not letting your mind go off in other directions. And Taurus is also ruled by Venus. So your life lesson here, Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of beauty and harmony. And Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. But yeah, Taurus is really all about like, yeah, simplicity and spirituality and our self-worth. But it also represents like beauty and liking to make things beautiful. So yeah, doing hair, or I had another like Taurus person I did a reading with, they wanted to do the permanent makeup stuff. So all kinds of things like that, of like improving our appearance, or being more aesthetically pleasing. And it's also in the fifth house of Leo, which is our self-expression, our creativity. So with you, you know, continuing to do hair and express yourself creatively and to help other people feel good about themselves, I think that's yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I think that's kind of goes right in line with your life lesson, and making sure you're really yeah, staying true to yourself, and but able to also like slow down and to rest when you need to, and to enjoy the simple things in life, being in nature and the rocks, and yeah, getting into crystals, and yeah, all that kind of stuff kind of ties in there with your Saturn and Taurus.
Okay, that makes sense for me.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so we'll talk about Chiron next. So you have Chiron in Aries. So Chiron is an asteroid, and it is the wounded healer. So it represents an area of our life where we need healing. So Chiron, it's generational. So everybody, you know, born around this time will have Chiron in Aries. But for you, it's in your third house. So that gives us a little bit more insight as to how it could show up for you. But I'll just share Chiron and Aries, and you can see how much you feel it resonates with you. So yeah, it's the wounded healer, and it would be with Chiron and Aries, it would be a wound to your basic sense of self. So that could show up looking like, you know, self-doubt, lack of self-worth, feeling that you have no right to exist or to assert yourself. It could be a people pleaser. They could put others first or be totally self-involved. It could go either way. Hard to stand up for yourself or ask for what you want. They could also self-sabotage. Yeah, have frustration or underlying rage for not, yeah, kind of like letting themselves be seen and heard. Um, yeah, I don't know how much that resonates with you.
When
Um,
would that, like, does that mean it's coming or it's come already, or?
yeah, that was just a placement that you were born with. So I don't know if you felt that maybe like earlier in your life, or yeah, or if you felt that very strongly at all.
Um, so
Like
kind of
this,
what is that you're saying that
like the self-doubt or the lack of self-worth,
yeah,
feeling.
I always feel like I'm all everyone, you know, I think I'm hard on myself, like as
Mhm.
far as, you know, I'm not like, I'm definitely, I probably think that I'm like 10 times bigger than what I am, I guess. Like, you know, I joke about my weight, which in the big scheme of thing, I'm really not that big. I'm just, I guess I would be a little chunky, as some people say, but they say you act like you're like, you know, obese or something, and I'm not. But I'm just saying, I don't like where I'm at. You know, I was always chunky as a a little girl and I lost weight in high school. And then, I was always played sports, but, I'm just kind of, I've always felt a little chunky. I don't know. And so I doubt myself. I know, I don't think I ever put myself up in that category by any means.
Yeah.
And self sabotage sometimes in my deepest, darkest areas where I've gone through some things, I felt like I wanted to do things just so I could have a reason to get out of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it could show up. So it's in your third house of like communication, and the third house is ruled by Gemini. Um, yeah, so maybe even just putting your by putting yourself down, or self sabotaging, or talking down to yourself, or feeling like um yeah, lack of like self doubt, or like, I don't want to say feeling like you don't have a right to it says to exist, or to I mean maybe to assert yourself. um yeah, so the medicine for that is to kind of be able to assert your true identity as a spiritual being, and that you are a natural leader and innovator, and can kind of combine like taking action with compassion to empower others, to like help them feel more alive. Aries is like the first of the zodiac. It's the starter. It initiates things, and it's like that fiery life force energy. So yeah, by you kind of you know, taking the reins on your life and taking action and starting something, can help inspire others to, yeah, to feel more alive, and empower them to feel strong, and just confident in themselves and their bodies.
Yeah, I see that sometimes. I think help. I think I've helped quite a few people. Maybe I think I was just had my neighbor come to one, but as far as empowering them and inspiring them, sometimes I feel like I give all my energy to people though, and then they suck me dry.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and
Like
it's
vampires, they don't even know they're doing it.
yeah,
I
for
haven't learned
sure.
to shut it off.
Yeah, just needing to be aware of, and having strong boundaries, not just giving to the point of, yeah, like we said, where it hurts yourself, and knowing when, you're giving too much, and just you being there, and like being able to hold space for somebody is healing. Or having clear boundaries, and leading by example, by showing like what you will allow and what you won't allow, will help other people. um yeah, so there's lots of ways to kind of do it and to be of service. But I think to, most importantly, to like watch the self-talk, and putting yourself down, and yeah, being able to kind of take a step back and be the observer, and notice when you're doing those things, and to be able to like go in a different direction, and flip the script a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'll talk about all your stuff over here in Scorpio. Um, so you've got Mars and Jupiter both in Scorpio. So let's start with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of joy and expansion. It's kind of what you enjoy doing. So with Jupiter in Scorpio, that would look like, having a joy for, like going deep into things, like you said, wanting to really go deep and get to the core of what somebody is meaning, or what they're like reading between the lines of what they're really saying. It's like the detective investigator type energy. Maybe having a joy for learning about like the other side, or the occult type stuff. Scorpio rules like, it's like life after death, or death and rebirth, and like the occult, or like, just it's like the darker side of humanity. Kind of, they want to talk about all of the taboo things that other people shy away from. They want to like bring that up to the surface and talk about the stuff that really matters. Which can, make other people feel uncomfortable sometimes, because not everybody likes to go deep and talk about stuff like that. But yeah, Scorpio, they can almost enjoy, making other people feel uncomfortable when they talk about these things, or bring up topics that other people like to shy away from. um yeah, just kind of a liking, for going deep and uncovering like the deeper mysteries of life.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah. Um,
So what
yeah.
does that mean, the Jupiter and the Scorpio, like together? Is that normal? And I mean,
Yeah, so these are all the planets here. So each planet, represents something different. So for you, it just so happens that the planet Jupiter, which is this planet right here, so you can see it over here, what it looks like. So for you, Jupiter just so happened to fall into the sign of Scorpio. So yeah, it's different in everybody's chart. Um, yeah, so for you, it just happens to be there, and it's also in your 11th house of Aquarius, which is Aquarius rules like eccentricity, kind of doing things really differently, like thinking outside the box, maybe brainstorming and thinking of new ideas. Like Aquarius is really future minded, so they think a lot to the future of like what ideas can I bring back from the future to revolutionize, current systems that we have or ways of doing things right now. How can I kind of revolutionize how we're doing things and think about things in a new and different way? Is that like Aquarian fresh energy?
yeah. I just thought it might be odd that you said I have the Jupiter and the Scorpio together, because I feel like when you say joy, I get that joy, but then I also have that dark side to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What
It's
that
like,
means?
yeah, exactly. Jupiter is joy and Scorpio is like the darkness. So it's like almost enjoying or just having that area of your life be more expansive. Jupiter expands things. But also, yeah, I mean, probably being interested and like drawn to like the darker side, like like thinking about, I don't know, death and reincarnation or taboo topics and sex and drugs, like all of the things that people just don't like to talk about. It's like Scorpio just wants to dig it all up to be brought to the surface, to like shine light on it and to talk about it. It's like Scorpio's job is to transmute all of the pain and like the
Yeah,
ugliness in the world.
yeah.
They
I
take
want to
that.
understand. Like, it's very, I don't want to say enticing. I think it's intriguing to me sometimes when I meet people that, I know, I'm like, they're just, they got that, there's a lot of darkness in there, but I'm almost like, I want to know why though. Why is
Yeah.
it there? How did you get there? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and
intriguing.
I'm like really into it. Like, even on, serial killer movies and detectives and
Mm-hmm.
things, like, I need to, like, Jimmy, like, I don't know. My husband's always like, I don't know how you just called that. Like 3 minutes into the movie and you nailed it. I mean, but not always. But I'm just saying, I really watched. It's very intriguing to me, like to try to understand
Mm-hmm.
what has done or what is undone, or like, or how, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it is intriguing to me. That's why. But I also consider myself a very happy person, and I don't like to go. I don't like to break the rules, so it's always a conflict in my head,
Mm-hmm.
like, of opening that door. Like, is I gonna? I don't know if that makes any sense. So I see
Yeah,
it too deep. I'm like, it's crazy though to me. That was the first thing that came to my head when you were telling me that was the,
totally.
the Jupiter and the Scorpio together. I was like,
Yeah, it seems kind of like a
yeah,
contradiction a little bit because like
yeah,
joy and like lightness and expansiveness and then but being in
man,
the sign of like darkness kind of and like the deep internal transformations and just wanting to talk about those taboo things that other people shy away from. It's also I mean having an interest in like those types of movies or stories of like the murder scenes or like the detective video like movies. It's like that's the Scorpio energy. They're like the detective investigator that wants to get in there and like understand why people are doing things a certain way, because generally they've had to hit rock bottom. Scorpio is the sign of the phoenix, so it has to crash and burn and hit rock bottom to then rise from the ashes and be reborn and then be able to be the healer to rise rise above their like self-destructive, patterns or thoughts within themselves or ways that they treat themselves, they need to like hit rock bottom to then be able to rise up from that and then kind of share the healing that with other people. It's really the highest sign of like a counselor, a therapist, because they can truly empathize, with other people because they've been there at one point, and then hopefully they can, make it out and rise from the ashes to then share their story and help heal others by first healing themselves.
Does that mean that I'm going to be hitting hot rock bottom?
No, it doesn't mean that that you're going to go there. Maybe you've already like seen that,
Yeah.
throughout your life. It's like Scorpio sees the worst of humanity, and yeah, it's their job of all the signs to swallow the poison and to transmute it, to change it and turn it into something good. So
Okay.
yeah, it's yeah, you also have your Mars there. So, which is a really awesome placement for Mars, because Mars is the planet of like assertiveness, how you go about taking action and kind of making things happen, how you go about asserting yourself. And so with it in Scorpio has like just a super focus, like they're totally focused when they decide or like make up their mind about something that they want to achieve. They're just like totally focused and can, it's like the figure eight, the never ending source of energy. Once they've set their mind to something, they have just like this focus and drive that they can accomplish. So yeah, I would imagine, and then it needing to, probably feel right with you internally for you to then take action and kind of just choose what you're like wanting to accomplish and go forward in that direction. Because Scorpio is a water sign, so it feels things really deeply. So yeah, probably needing to feel right internally in order for you to kind of, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. How does that resonate with you, that Scorpio energy?
Yeah. I, I I do think that whenever I do set my mind to something, it's like that's it. It's on. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Yeah.
getting my mind to set it straight.
Yeah.
Focus on one thing and not 10. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm really trying. Trying
Yeah.
to slow down and give myself time. My dream, my vision. I keep praying. I was like, gosh, my sister-in-law is going through. Uh, she found out she had stage 1 cancer, but breast cancer, but she's doing the holistic approach and she's beaten
Oh,
it and
cool.
shrunk the tumor, and it's pretty amazing. But we kind of started jokingly years ago about my oils, and then she does tinctures, and then now it's full on for her whole life, and
Mm-hmm.
she learned to meditate, and she's doing so good. And I was down there not too long ago, and I was just in Panama City Beach, where I love just the sands, and actually it's a little bit further past that, but I love the sunset and the ocean, and I just kept saying, gosh, I feel like if I came home, we could open up, this something healthy, for people to learn, like that, the stones, the earth, the energy, the
Uh-huh.
readings, the people can just to go more natural instead of all the drugs and the
Mm-hmm.
alcohol and the addictions that come over, self afflictions from the universe, because we just don't understand what the heck's going on with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And you could be so powerful when I don't know, I just feel like you have people that have experienced these things and truly know, are knowledgeable, and you bring them all together in one home to
Mm-hmm.
expand. I just see that being really, really something that my heart wants.
Totally. Yeah, that's so awesome. That's so awesome that she's taken the holistic approach too. It's so crazy that we are still treating people. I mean, I understand some people don't, I guess, I don't know, educate themselves to know all of their options, but to be, I mean, still doing chemo and stuff like that when we totally have the power to heal ourselves. Yeah, I think that information, I don't know, I guess just needs to be
Yeah.
more mainstream and to reach people more in new and different ways.
And
Um,
what she said is that through this, a lot of times people immediately hear that breast cancer and they think death, but she said, she went. I told her about this years ago with my mom. My neighbor, she'd sent her mom to Mexico, and she did
Oh,
juicing cleanse, and she was
yeah.
cancer free.
She do the
And
Gerson therapy?
yep, and I
Yeah.
said I would always do that. I said if anything ever happens to me, I'm going.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm going that route.
Yep.
I just believe in it. I feel like that's what Earth would tell me to do, and
Totally.
that's what I would do. And she, I didn't know that she was going through this until after the fact, but then she started sharing all these things with me, and I just felt I had like this bright light, and I just felt so good about it because I was like, you're going to be just fine. And I am so proud of you because she's like a rare breed. She's doing it all on her own. She did all of that on her own by research. She was doing the coffee enemas, doing
Yeah.
everything you could think of. And
Mm-hmm.
then now she's working with someone in Sarasota and someone in California. I guess these are the two doctors that do it, maybe,
Okay.
or that we know of, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they've been. She was right on the path and of what they wanted her to do, and now she's working with them, and it's shrunk, and she's just doing amazing. So
Right on. That's so awesome.
yeah, sorry, I got off
Yeah.
sidetracked.
No, I totally feel you. My dad actually got cancer, and I forget, it was like stage 3 or something. It was pretty bad. But I was raised super like holistically, like we never really went to the doctors, and my dad was a chiropractor. And so yeah, he did the Gerson therapy too, and totally reversed it all. He still does the enemas, like 2 enemas a day, but when he was really deep in the program, it's like 5 enemas a day or something crazy. But yeah, and juicing and just yeah, he totally reversed it and has healed it, and he hasn't gone to the doctor at all to even get like the testing or the radiation, or like to get the test, because then that can cause just more radiation to see where it's at. But yeah, we totally have the power to do that, to heal ourselves. It's just like claiming that power, and taking responsibility for ourselves and our life, our health, and knowing that we can heal ourselves. I mean, through so many different ways. Food and yeah, is a really important one. And then like mentally, what we feed ourselves, what our thoughts and our yeah, and the quality of our mind. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's what I
crazy.
love about my stress level.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, I think yoga and meditation are really good tools to help with that. And and also to help, since that's your life lesson, is to kind of come into your body and to be here in this experience, and yeah, to kind of breathe into your body. So through doing yoga, or just sitting and breathing, watching meditation videos or whatever feels right to you. But yeah, that could be something that could be helpful with that.
Wow.
Um, Yeah, that would be awesome. That center, I think that would be really cool if you guys did do that. And I think it would be like go right along with your life lesson, which is like teaching people to connect to the earth, really. I mean, Taurus is probably the most earthy of the earth signs. It's like literally, yeah, the earth, and connecting with nature, and yeah, the stones and the medicine from the earth that we get. Yeah, through the crystals, through our food, through the oils, through all of those things. It's all yeah, from the earth.
I feel like when my daughter graduates, which will be my last one, and it's 4 years away, but I just want to like go on a mission, like literally let her graduate, get her in school, and like me go check out and like go anywhere and everywhere I can to just go meditate and feel different things in this world. To
Yeah.
you find when you say, come into your body, I feel like I have to get away from this life to really process. Feel like I'm like a book right now, a sponge, and I'm taking it all in, but I can't regurgitate all of it. But there'll be a day where I will be able to.
Yeah, be able to like share everything that you're
Yeah,
going through.
I feel that way. I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, and your Sag rising would like that, to be able to explore around and adventure for a while and see new cultures, see experience different ways of living, and then kind of give you a greater perspective on your life by seeing all the different ways that other people live and interacting with different people, different cultures, spiritual practices, all of that, just kind of expanding your mind in different ways. Um, Yeah, so I'll share about well, actually, since we're talking about Sag, you also have Venus there. So Venus is the planet of joy and love. It's what you love, how you are in relationships. But yeah, with Venus there in Sag, I mean, that would represent again that you would have a love for kind of doing the Sagittarius thing, which is to travel and to see, experience different places, different cultures. It represents like higher knowledge. It's in the 12th house. So the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, which is really like, yeah, spiritual practices and kind of like the other side, like the veil from this dimension to the next, you know, being thin and being able to kind of see that there's so much more than what we see on our day to day, like really being able to see the big picture. And even I would imagine like being kind of like psychic or intuitive and really understanding like the energy around you, or being able to get downloads of information, with that Sag in the 12th house of Pisces. But yeah, I mean, a love for, go ahead.
I'm sorry, that little, I see where your hand is. Like, I see
Uh-huh.
there's a red arrow.
Uh-huh. This.
Yeah, and then like that other little half of a smiley face or so, whatever that is right there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the sign for Sagittarius. And
Oh,
so,
I see
yeah.
what you're saying. Okay, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, no, and then this is Venus. So
Yeah.
we can look over
Oh, yeah.
here.
Okay, that's what I need to do. Reflect
Mhm.
start. Sorry. And Neptune.
No, yeah, no, it's all good. Ask any questions that you have. Yeah, and then this planet is Neptune. So Neptune is also here in Sagittarius, and it's conjunct Venus um, in the 12th house. So what all that means is, yeah, Neptune is ruled by Pisces, so it's in the 12th house of Pisces, so it likes to be there. But yeah, I would imagine having like a love for I mean, kind of going like you've been saying, going deep and wanting to understand like the greater mysteries of life, like what is the ultimate purpose of us being here and the big picture of things, and knowing that it's so much more than what we see on the day to day, like having maybe direct contact or receiving messages from, you know, your spirit guides or whoever, just spirit source, you know, being able to know that world is just as real as this world that we see every day, and kind of having an interest in that, or like a love for learning more about that, or kind of discovering those types of truths. Pisces is really like really ethereal kind of energy. They're just super intuitive and kind of like tapped in, and can feel the energy around them really easily, and can like intuitively know, you know, maybe what other people need or want around them. And um, so kind of having a love for that, for discovering like the deeper meaning in life, and you know, maybe needing to explore around, or to be in a to go to different areas. And yeah.
What is the like the 1, the 2, and the 13?
Yeah, so that shows the degree that it's in. So we've got Venus up here at 1 degree, so that's the little one there, and then Neptune at 2 degrees. So it can be hard to see the little lines, but you can see the blue one, and then for Venus, and then Neptune's right next to it. So they're like, they're conjunct. They're right on top of each other. So in Jupiter, even though it's in a different sign, it's pretty close too. So it's like all of these planets being together in Scorpio and Sag. So like a real love and just joy for like, like the like otherworldly type things, and like the mysteries of life, and wanting to understand, different ways of living, different cultures, and higher learning, and kind of what is really, what does it all mean? Why are we here? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that I would say I do feel that way. I just I know that there's so many greater good in this world. People have to tap into it instead of the negativeness.
Yeah.
I think they've
Yeah.
lost their way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And you're, with your Sag rising, it's kind of like, being able to see the lightness in things, find the humor in things, and to just be able to like take a step way, way back and to really see the big picture. Like, does this really matter? Or do we really need to be, worried about this? Or can we like, what's the silver lining here? What is the good that's coming from this situation? Like flipping your mindset to kind of see things in a different way. Yeah, changing your perspective. I mean, you've got your moon in Gemini, and then all of this in Sag, which they're opposite signs on the chart. But Gemini is all about like, yeah, learning and opening your mind and wanting to understand how everybody got to their own unique point of view, like just really being curious about how other people work. And then Sagittarius as well, they're like, what is the ultimate meaning of us being here? Like, what is this all about? Let's like dive deep into something to kind of figure out what resonates with me the most, like whether it's a certain, religion, cultural practice, whatever. It's all just like this hunger for knowledge and for information and to kind of better understand the human experience.
Yeah, pretty deep.
Yeah. Um, so the last thing I want to share with you is your node here. So these are the nodes of the moon, and this is your north node, and then this is your south node. So the nodes of the moon are kind of like, well, your north node's like the direction that you're kind of trying to go in this lifetime. And then your south node is like what you've done in the past, maybe in a past life, or just what energy is really like comfortable for you to kind of default back into. So with your node in Leo in the 8th house of Scorpio, um, that could look like maybe earlier on in this life or defaulting back into that Leo energy, which is Leo is a fire sign. It's ruled by the sun. So it's kind of like our self-expression, our creativity. Leo is like, so the Leo and Aquarius polarity, it's like Leo is a rebel with a cause, kind of, they fit into society a little bit more. And then Aquarius is like the rebel without a cause. Like so this is kind of the direction that you're trying to go in this lifetime, is your north node in Aquarius of like standing away from the crowd and doing your own thing, the alternative medicine or the just alternative ways of doing things. So Aquarius, yeah, it stands apart from the crowd to then kind of lead people into a new direction, into a new way of doing things that kind of, it's that revolutionary energy that then can revolutionize different systems that we currently have. Aquarius, it's like they walk to the beat of their own drum. They do things way differently. That's like the eccentric, wild kind of energy that just doesn't care what society like wants from them, and they just are doing their own thing. It is in the second house of Taurus, so it's you're gonna need to, I guess, be able to make that information like to ground that information or make it applicable for people. So whatever you're like learning or kind of going to lead people into a new way of doing things, it's going to be like rooted in something kind of concrete, with it being in the second house of Taurus, like it's rooted and it's stable and you're able to kind of like, show people a new way of doing things. But really needing to like to stand out and to be different and to just like, kind of like let your freak flag fly kind of thing is the Aquarius energy. It's like they don't care what other people think about them. They're like dressing different and looking different and just like doing their own thing and not caring so much about what society like deems acceptable.
Let your freak out.
Yeah, let your freak flag fly.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's what it's saying that I'm heading into.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to take on more of that Aquarius energy in this lifetime. It's like your north node, so kind of like your north star of heading in that direction of just like not caring so much what people think. Aquarius, it is the humanitarian. Like they want equality and justice for all. So they don't care, you know, like what gender you are, what gender you like to be with, or whatever. There's just like equal rights for everyone. So Aquarius kind of, they came in to break the rules and to stand away from, you know, from maybe like their family they were born into or whatever, to just like to do their own thing and to not be held down by consensus thinking. Yeah, they're not here to follow. They're here to kind of stick with the weird and be indifferent, and but also being generous, you know, and sharing, which it seems like you are really generous with sharing your money and helping other people. So yeah, it's just kind of learning to not care what other people think and to stand apart from the crowd, and that you came in to kind of create your own system, your own way of doing things, and to yeah, and to try to share that with humanity.
And the South means I've already done something in the past. Like I see the
Yeah, yeah. So with your South,
Mercury and
do what?
I saw that Mercury. That was what's already happened in my past life.
Yeah. So, well, this is Mercury and the Sun. It is transiting. So these planets on the outside, this is like what's happening in the sky right now. So it's
Yeah.
what's happening in the sky applied to your chart. So I can see kind of like how you're feeling right now by looking at the transits. But this is just your birth chart that you were born with. So this is just the energy you're working with for your lifetime.
Nice.
Um,
So what I'm
yeah.
going through right now, is it not like crazy?
Yeah, well, you do have Pluto conjunct your sun. So, you know, like I mentioned at the beginning, maybe some deep internal work, like really looking at yourself and getting clear on what it is that you want and how you want to live and like what's important to you. So really doing that like deep internal work on yourself right now. And then for you, the eclipse that's happening in Leo, it's happening in your eighth house, which is the house of Scorpio, which is literally death and rebirth and like, yeah, going deep, the taboo topics. It's like what you're kind of letting go of right now. And then it's also, so it's the Leo and Aquarius kind of dynamic of looking at like your self-worth and how you view yourself and your gifts and your ability to share your gifts. Yeah, so kind of looking at all of that right now.
And
Oh,
looking
and you,
at that, are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Are you saying do you know, can you tell? I'm like, am I going to be okay?
yeah, you're gonna be okay. I'm just, that's the energy that you could be feeling right now. Um,
Mhm.
and you also have Uranus is retrograding back in your fourth house, so maybe feeling a need to break free from your home or your family environment a little bit, like questioning. I don't know if you guys are thinking about moving or if you're thinking about, I mean, you've mentioned like taking a trip and stuff, but Uranus is the planet of like change and breakthroughs and kind of sudden changes or revelations. So with
I,
Uranus being in the fourth house, I don't know if you feel that energy.
well, I've said all like from a long time, like this was a year that I had to make a break just in my own relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then, you know, I've said forever that I wanted to move back home, like Panama City, which
Yeah.
my husband doesn't want to. And then there's this beautiful house or property that is across from some of both of our greatest friends that just came on the market and that people are bidding on for the next 2 weeks. And I would love, it's right on the water. It's bay. It's like the bay, but it's just like a sunset and a sunrise. I haven't even been in it, but I just feel like for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't tell me that he got the text that they're bidding. His mother did, but he's like, I'm not moving to Panama City. I don't want to move there, and I do, but that's the struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, so Uranus and retrograding back into your fourth house of your home and your family and your roots, and wanting to maybe break free from that or to shake things up a little bit to go somewhere else or to kind of break free from that situation, the where you're living or your home life. Um, yeah, so how you guys choose to work through that is up to you, but yeah. That could be, yeah, that could be what you're feeling with the Uranus there. That's a pretty strong planet. I'm definitely feeling Uranus where it's at in my chart. It's in a different house, so I'll feel it in a different area of life. But yeah, for you, that's where it's at. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that is about everything. Do you have any questions about any of it, or?
No, I think
Okay.
I just gotta internalize it all and then see what's next. What do you do from here? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of looking at doing some deep internal work. I mean, over for a little while, it's probably been going on for with Pluto there. Pluto's a really slow moving planet, so it like really wants you to learn the lessons. So with Pluto right there with your sun is literally you. It's your core, your ego, your personality. So yeah, really kind of digging deep within yourself and getting clear on what it is you want and how you want to live. Um, yeah, and then just having the strength to follow through with whatever it is that your heart is asking you to do, because this eclipse is in your eighth house of, yeah, of like death and rebirth. So maybe, I don't know, if needing to let go of some things, or yeah, to just to be okay with the changes that are happening. It seems like for all of us, a lot is kind of falling away right now. Like we're all these series of eclipses, it's kind of woken us up to our power and to how we're holding ourselves back. And then with the second eclipse, like starting to get more emotionally okay with these changes and kind of knowing what we need to do. And then this last new moon, it's like really needing to just like, yeah, to kind of put yourself out there and to break free from the what's been holding you back, and to creatively express, in new and different ways. And yeah, yeah, for you, it's in the eighth house. So,
I'm walking in to grab my power cord because
oh, okay,
I didn't want it to shut off on. I just looked at it and realized that it said it was low. Sorry.
okay, no worries.
I'm gonna walk right back out there, but
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the steam of hot Jacksonville. It's so hot here, but I can't imagine. Are you in Hawaii?
Yeah, it's actually not too hot. It's there's a lot of rain right now. Um so it's not super hot, and it doesn't really get too crazy hot here. It stays like 70s, 80s. Um
It's probably beautiful, more importantly.
it is very pretty. Yeah.
Bucket list one day.
Yeah. Yeah, you should
That's where I
come.
would love to go. See if I might get some power here.
Yeah.
Or,
Um
all
so
right. Ooh, I'm trying to find another power outlet. I'm sorry.
oh, it wasn't working, that outlet.
That one.
Okay. Um yeah, was that information kind of resonating with you?
Yeah, it was. A lot of it is a lot to, yeah, sink in and think about. Like,
Yeah.
what would be the next step of going? Like, would there be more for me and you to talk again, or is there something that I know that I need to start relaxing and meditating out and slowing down, but like to put myself in the best position, meditating, yoga. But is there more things that, I mean, I know we talked about stones, and like, do you sell them? How does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, so I do sell stones. Actually, I need to share all of the different stones I have. I sell them a lot at the markets here. And jewelry too, actually, with a lot of crystals in it I work with. But we could do like a transit reading. So just one reading that goes through your transits of like what's happening for you right now. We'll also do the past life regression, which we could do more past life regressions. Yeah, you could explore different intentions or going back into different times or different like people you want to communicate, or even you could communicate with, we could even do like your dog, or we could
My
do a
mom,
lot of
my
stuff.
dad, my sister.
Yeah, we could do a lot of stuff around that. So there's really like a lot of different possibilities. Just it depends on. Oh, I also do tarot readings, so we could do that. Lots of different
Afraid of
options.
that one. You might. Who knows?
Afraid
I
of
did.
it?
No, I'm not, just joking. Like it's just about my life, like what the heck's gonna happen now?
Yeah, yeah. The tarot readings are really fun. It's probably one of my favorite things to do, pulling cards for people, because it usually just gives you, the messages that you need, or reassurance or confirmation on what you were thinking, or knowing maybe deep down, and it kind of gives you like that extra push maybe to go in that certain direction that you're thinking about.
Yeah. Well, how do you do the same way? Just set up an appointment with you for.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have my website done very soon, so then you could just go through that in book directly. But until then, you could just send me a message and say what kind of reading you want, and we could set up a tarot reading or whatever, or we could set it up at the end of this one.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to do all of them. I think anything to help me just keep learning and growing and understanding might help my mental part of all this.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that's why I got into astrology, to just better help me understand myself and like areas where I get tripped up on, or things that I need to work through. And then better understanding like the current energy that we're going through, because sometimes it's just like, like what is going on in the world? I have no idea. Like this, it feels crazy or intense at different times. And it's just, watching different people's information about like what's going on at that moment, astrology wise, kind of got me into learning about it more, because it was just so helpful to kind of navigate through the times that we were in. That's kind of what, and then also having a lot of Scorpio in my chart too, those wanting to talk, like to go deep, and kind of being interested in the dark side. And then with that can also come, not being comfortable being here, like being in a human body, and Scorpio can, they really have to commit to like being here every day, because Earth is not the lightest dimension or the easiest places to go to. So,
Because I look at the one thing I see is like I'm at the red and the blue, all these triangles,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's so many on the left side and not a lot on the right, and I don't like. Is that like a path or something, or?
It can mean something if it's mostly on one side of your chart. And it kind of, there's a lot on that side, but it's not like all on that side. You do have some stuff over here.
So it's really not anything big.
Not too big. Yeah. Sometimes people have like everything on the lower half or everything on the upper half. And, the lower half represents kind of our internal world a little bit. And then the upper half is more like our external world. And then, if it's in like a certain quadrant, like all in one quadrant, that can represent something as well. But, you don't.
I just saw how I got so crazy over.
Yeah. You've got a lot going on over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that again? To represent that area, that world, or?
Yeah, so this is the Scorpio energy, and then this is the Sagittarius energy. So you've got the 4 planets between those two signs, and then these are all the aspects kind of being made with the other planets. So the blue lines are a little bit more harmonious aspects; they go well together, and then the red lines are a little bit harder aspects. So it's kind of like stuff that we need to work through, or areas of our lives that could be challenging, that kind of force us to grow and to take the higher road.
I got a lot of red in there.
Yeah, I got a lot of red in mine too. It's it's
my
fun.
husband's a Cancer. I think he's a Cancer, but I don't know if that means anything.
Oh yeah. I could actually do, it's kind of funny. You can do, there's so many different there's so many different things you could do with astrology. Actually, I'll show you some of the things. Well, you could do in the future, we could do a relationship reading where I could put your guys' charts together. You could do it with anybody, like one of your children or whatever. It could be any kind of relationship, but you can put the charts together in a way where that they create their own chart. So you would have your own relationship chart, your own sun sign, your own moon sign for that relationship. Or you can also put the charts together where they then light up different areas of your chart, of each other's charts. So, maybe you'd light up somebody's 7th house of partnership or something. It would just look a little bit different. There's also, I just wanted to look and see what lines you have going through Florida, because there's this thing, it's called, well, what I'm going to show you, this is astrocartography. So
Wow.
So it has the planet lines running all over the world. So then you'll feel kind of different energy in the different places that you're at. Tell me where you're at right now. Oh, there's Jacksonville. So it's kind of hard to see on this thing, huh?
Yeah, right above.
I'll do the scalable one. This might be a little bit easier to see it. Oh, okay. So where are you at?
So, right, Jacksonville. Okay, so I should be, does that red mean something? I should be between, like, right around in there somewhere. If you can it zoom in more?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in St. Augustine, Florida. So basically, like Panama City's from that red dot, Panama City's to the lower left, but not too far. Like, right, I don't know if you can't see what I'm doing, can you?
No. I know.
But like right where your little hand is, I'm around up a little bit, I think, to the right over in here. Like
around here.
Somewhere around in there. I don't know. In that other scale, it might have said, let me see if I guess I can't zoom in. It doesn't show you St. Augustine, Florida.
Not on this one. It doesn't zoom in to show the towns. I don't think. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, wow. So you're right here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's wild. Okay, and where is Panama City? That's where you're wanting to go?
To the left.
Okay.
To the left of that. Is that black? It means don't go there.
This is where it is, right here on this line?
Actually, it's down by that second line.
By
left of it. Yeah, it's like go back up, and over to the left.
Over here?
Yeah, it's by that second line.
Okay. Let's see.
Don't go there.
Well, you like that area there, right? You've lived there before.
Yeah, I've lived there. I've seen green. See that green?
Oh, this thing gets crazy sometimes. Let's see. I want to see what these lines are, but it's being a little bit crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna do the other one because it's okay, so the first one is Pluto, and then the second one is Chiron. Oh, I did it already on there. I'll open up your chart again just so I can compare the two next to each other. Okay, so I just want to see how nicely those things are aspected for you. Pluto and Chiron. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you've been there before and you liked that energy, I would have to put in, so I could do a relocation chart for you. So basically that would shift your chart around. So it would move, you would still have the same chart, but it would shift it. So, these planets would then be in a different house on your chart based on where you're living. So we could play around with that to like see the energy that you would feel in all these different places. We could do a reading and just play around with places all over the world to kind of pull up all of your relocation charts to see the energy in those different places and to see what you feel like could be best for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what does those black lines mean?
One of them means Pluto. So generally, you already have Pluto at the top of your chart, so it might not be anything different for you. Pluto at the top of your chart, your MC, Pluto is that planet that rules death and rebirth and intensity and kind of, intense life, like changes. So it would change your life probably, going there. And for people that don't generally have Pluto right at the top of their chart, they might not feel comfortable with that energy. But since it's already like a comfortable energy to you, it might not be really anything different. It might feel more, natural. I'd have to do the whole relocation chart to see how it shifts everything around. But yeah.
Does this chart tell you specific things though? Like when you look at green, is it like or
Mm-hmm.
blue or
Mm-hmm.
that's where,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where you'll feel the energy of that planet. So, for example, the green line, the light green line is Mercury. So I would need to look at your chart and see, how nicely Mercury is aspected in your chart. So Mercury is right here. It's pretty nicely aspected. It's got blue lines. It has one red line squaring Pluto. So then we could go in and do that relocation for that area and see how it shifts your chart around to see if you would really, like that energy. It kind of too just depends on like what you're going for, in your life at that moment too, because it'll give you more of certain energy than others.
I didn't know, like when we see those double black lines and they're like here in Jacksonville and they're
I know.
my hometown, I'm like, uh-oh. Is that saying neither one of those are good for me? Start over.
Not necessarily. It's Pluto, and then the other black line is Chiron. So it's not that bad. It's not bad. It just depends on like what energy you're going for, what feels comfortable to you. And you've also, that's where what you've known, right? You've grown up there and you've lived there most of your life.
Yeah, there's nothing like I wouldn't suggest to anyone else to move there because there's not a whole lot to go for you there, like, and to give your there. I hate to say that, but as far as wanting more for your kids or to have a different path, but like I feel like that's my home and I know everyone, but more importantly, it's just I love the beach and the sunset, but maybe I
Yeah.
just need to know that I can have that in other places. I can have that.
Yeah.
I want more than anything in this world to find myself. I feel
Yeah.
like I've been a pleaser for everyone my entire life. I've lived my life to please everyone else, and I just want to feel whole and happy, like truly happy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have ever truly been happy, which is sad. It's really
Feeling
sad.
feeling like you're really doing what you want to do, how you want to live.
I help people and I do everything that kind of things make me happy. And I'm blessed to be in the position to do those things. But
Yeah.
so yeah, well then I don't want to keep you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we could definitely do, I was wanting to look at your chart too. We could definitely do a reading, because you do have Pisces on the fourth house, down here at the bottom of your chart, which I do too, which could indicate like, yeah, really needing to be by the water, because Pisces is a water sign, so being somewhere close to the water, yeah, where you can have that kind of lifestyle, I think would be important. So if it's not in Florida, it could be somewhere else in the world. Yeah, I just want to just see all these lines. Yeah, we could set up a relocation reading or something if you wanted to play around with the different areas and see how that would change your chart.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then, what I'll do is, con- I'll, after I get through this weekend, because I am mentally drained,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go ahead and schedule the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you tell me, you tell me what you think's more important, whichever one needs to come first. But I was interested in all of them,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm interested in the jewelry, the stones on the jewelry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we could set up a tarot reading or the relocation reading, a transit reading. We could do the past life regression as well. Yeah, and I can share the jewelry too. We could do all of the things. Just yeah, I guess whichever one you want to do first.
Okay. Well, is there any way? How can I look at your jewelry for now?
Yeah, I do have a lot of it on Etsy. Um, yeah, I need to post some more stuff. Um, put some more things up there. I think I could do that today though. So maybe if you want to check um, at the end of the day, or you can check now and see the stuff that I have. I have my Etsy link in my bio.
Okay.
Um,
On Instagram.
yeah, yeah. So then you could just even get an idea of the kind of stuff I make, and I could always do a custom piece for you too. So I have all different kinds of crystals. So we could like look up which crystal would be best for what you're wanting to do, and then I could make a piece, with that stone. I could do a necklace or a bracelet or anything. And you can pick out like the colors that you want. I do it all like woven macrame pieces, so you could pick out the color cord and all of that if you wanted to do like a custom piece.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. And I think I'd love to order like my daughter something for anxiety, something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I think
Yeah.
those are great gifts. I have probably 50 people that I could custom order for specific
Yeah.
things. My niece, my sister, me, about 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for everything. I really needed the mind break from the other, and it was right on time.
Yay. You are welcome.
And
Yeah.
now I will go back on. Did I just go back on PayPal?
Yeah, PayPal works.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does it normally go? I mean, just be honest. I talked to Alyssa Besner is the one that gave me your information.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she knows my son very well. They're like best friends from high school, and they're still besties.
Oh, that's awesome. I
So
love
she was
her.
over here one night and going through some stuff, and me and her got on the whole energy Reiki, and she was just lit up about all this. So
Oh, right on. That's awesome. I've loved working with her. Yeah, we did a tarot reading, and I think maybe we did a transit and an astrology reading. We've done a few things. Um, yeah, that's awesome. Right on.
yeah, so well then, if you would you just either email me or um, whatever you think. I know we've been on here for a while.
Okay.
So whatever you think's right and fair, because I don't want to. I just don't know. I've never done this, so I have no idea. So it won't hurt my feelings, or I mean, you may not hurt my feelings, but I mean, I just need to know so I don't like my Reiki master does. She'll say, "Well, this is typically somewhere between there and then whatever's in your heart,"
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and that's kind of how I've always done it with her.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you that, and I'll send you this recording. And yeah, I really want to do the past life regression for you, but it might be a little bit too much to do all of that today. Yeah, would you want to set that up for another time maybe?
Oh, were we gonna do that today?
Um Well, we can't. We could. It doesn't. Or we could do that another day. It might be best to do it
Yeah,
another day.
let's set it up for because I mean I would love that for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can set, do you want to set it up right now or do you
Yeah,
want, okay,
let's
I'll put
go
you in
ahead
the
and
schedule. I'm looking at my days. Okay, so you want to do, what do you think first? Do you want to do the past, or I guess we could do like another reading in the past life regression, or we could do a tarot reading in the past life regression, or just a past life regression. It'll take about around an hour to do the past life regression.
yeah, whatever one you think isn't like I need, like you just I'll
Okay.
pray that the energy, whatever I need right then, will just happen.
Okay.
Because I,
Okay.
it's so, I want them all. So I just feel like whatever I need right then.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should do the past life regression because I think that is it's really healing. We could even go back to a past life when you were, fully standing in your power and fully using your gifts and like living like a full happy life, and to just go back and to like try on that energy and see what that feels like and what messages you get on how to live your life in this lifetime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay, let's do that. So, what time of the day is best for you?
Well, Mondays and Fridays, I'm pretty free from in the morning time, which I think is nighttime for you. But at what
Okay.
time is it for you right now?
It is 11:40 in the morning.
Okay, so it's 5:44 here in the
Okay.
evening. So I mean, I'm free on Mondays and Fridays.
Okay.
During the day, 3 or 4 is usually a really good time if it's not too early for you.
Okay. So what time
Or,
zone are
I
you in?
mean, what time would that put it if it was like 9 or 10 in the morning for me? That would put you at,
Way early. Yeah. What are you in Eastern or
yeah.
okay, so that would because we're 6 hours apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
Um so I could do Monday or Friday. I'm seeing I have one appointment already on Friday. Um So that would probably be, let's see. Yeah, that would be more like nighttime for you. I don't know if you'd want to do a reading at like 7 or more in your evening time.
I can do it at 7.
Okay. Um, okay, so we could do Friday.
Well,
Let's see.
could we do a Monday then, though, if it's on like a Monday at nighttime? Because my husband's
Um,
in town on the weekends on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but then he's gone during the week.
okay. Yeah, I think we could do this coming Monday at, let's see. You were thinking, oh, nighttime was okay for you on Monday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we could do 7 p.m. on this Monday, the 13th.
Perfect. I'm
Okay.
going to do that right now. Um, Monday at 7.
Yeah.
I got you down. And
Got
same,
it.
want to do the same code, or will you send me something different?
Yeah, I'll send you another link. After we get off this call, I will send you this recording and I'll send you a link to access our call on Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope it was helpful and made sense. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions when you listen to the recording. And yeah, and we could talk about it on Monday if you have any questions.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. Yeah, and think of an intention you'd like, or if you like that the one we talked about. Yeah, you could think about that. Um, there's also, if you're interested, the lady that kind of pioneered like hypnosis. Her name is Dolores Cannon.
Huh?
Um, So it'd be kind of cool if you want to like listen to her to some of her little YouTube videos or something to just kind of get an idea of like past life regressions and yeah, it just really kind of blows my mind and probably blow your mind the stuff that she talks about. It's pretty wild of like making us think about like what we're doing here and uh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm definitely down for that. I will. Looks like I'll have some time this weekend, I'm sure. So
Okay.
it'll keep my mind off things when I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to listen to and to help you, help all of us to see like the bigger picture.
Well, thank you for everything. The guy's coming around on the lawnmower. I can hear him getting closer. I don't know where he is, but I hear him. But
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. And I will, I'll talk to you Monday. I'll send you all this in an email. And yeah, take care over there.
I will, and you too. And thanks again.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay, bye.